first was a teacher, high school teacher, and then I learned to become an underwater diver. And then from that experience, I became an underwater instructor, which was the first of its for Papua New Guinea. And then we built a dive boat in Alatau in Milne Bay. It's a big boat, over 60 feet long. And then we introduced all the tourists from overseas, mainly American tourists and Australian tourists too. So most of the people who came were from America and Australia, but also Asia as well. Also, the government was very supportive in the industry that we were trying to promote. And the Prime Minister at that time was Sir Michael Somare, who was very supportive of the project. So it was good that we had this support and we could go forward. And at the end of the day, we delivered a worldwide project that is very out there and everybody can see it. Diving is such that you can just go and dive and see things and come up and tell everybody about it. But you have to be constructive and productive on what it is you want to share to the outside world, your experiences. And for me, that was what I wanted to do, and it became very successful. I was very good at doing what I wanted to do, but also everyone was very supportive in getting it out there. Above water is easy. Underwater is difficult because you have many factors to consider. And some of the cameras that you use, you have to apply them from above water to underwater. It can be a little bit complicated sometimes, but you figure it all out somehow, and it seems to come together nicely. So it's difficult to take pictures underwater. It's a very different environment to above water. So you have to make sure that the focus is right, that the everything in connection with the subjects you are shooting are the ones you want to portray and show the world. And also it has to be interesting. It can't be boring, otherwise you're wasting your time. I like to photograph sharks. Okay, now sharks are all sizes, all shapes. They're aggressive critters down there, so we have to be careful. But also little things like little fish, and there's such a variety down there that it's a fascinating area for photographers. I thoroughly enjoyed that experience. I'm glad I must say that it's been a wonderful, wonderful experience. I was bit by a shark, and it was there on my leg. And what happened was, we go to this site and we feed the sharks because we need to bring them in. These are big things too. Bring them in for the people who are paying to come and dive in PNG, this opportunity to photograph them. And on this particular case, I somehow got sidetracked. Honestly, that was one experience I thought I'd never experience, and when I did, I surprised myself that I didn't panic. And because, you're in the ocean, these things stuck on your leg like bottom jaws, and upper jaws there. How do you kick it off? Anyway, got safe up top, and then we got to the doctor's hospital, and then he stitched up and everything. I still have my leg. I have honestly the tiniest fish you can think in the ocean. It's only that big, but it's a beautiful fish. And this fish I found was named after me, and it is called Lubricogobius Dinah. That's the only fish that's in this little fish group that has a name after somebody outside of the ocean. So I was very proud of that. But there's other names there as well, but that was my special one. Honestly, it's one big adventure. And if you are if you can do it, and if there are funds available to do it, because it can be an expensive exercise doing underwater photography. There's a few things involved, but if you can and master all this and do it. Go and do it. And don't waste your time above water, because there's lots of good things down there and more interesting probably than up there. And also, photography is not an easy subject sometimes. It can be difficult because you have small things to deal with and also large animals to deal with. So your cameras and all that gear has to in sync to make everything happen. Otherwise, if you go with the wrong lens and you come out and it doesn't work, you have to go and buy another one or make it work or somehow, but everything must work together to make it happen. And it can be frustrating sometimes. You can lose lots of photographs because they're blurry or they're not sharp. I would expect that, and I hope that people come and see what I have been able to produce